everyone, it's Kathy, and welcome back here to my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. Today we're going to be using the Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper, or I should say, this is the piece that I used for my prototype. And I wanted to show you how you can take a piece of scenery paper, and Stampin' Up! Always comes out. We had one that had winter scenes on it. We've had just like all different sorts of scenery paper. And when I say that, it actually just looks like a painted picture. And that's what this paper all looks like. You can see all of the beautiful colors, the skies, the flowers, just all of this is just gorgeous paper. This one is called Meandering Meadows, and this is an online exclusive. But coming up in our new catalog, we have another pack that is called Thoughtful Journey. And I thought for this one today, I wanted to use a piece of this. I'm going to make the card very similar to this, but we're going to make it in a landscape mode. So it's going to be a little different, but yet the same idea as this. So I'm going to lay this over to the side, and I'm going to show you the piece that I chose out of this pack. Let me show you just how lovely this paper is. This is a brand new pack. This will be in our upcoming catalog that will premiere this Wednesday, May the 1st. So if you've had your eye on some of the items, make your list and you can order. And I would be so honored if you would choose me as your demonstrator and order from my site. It helps me to continue doing the videos like I have been doing. I'm going to choose this piece here. And I want to show you how you're going to get your piece. I know I want my strips to be 1 inch. So I need it to be 3 inches by 3 inches. So I need to decide in my trimmer exactly where I want to cut this. And I am thinking that I want this side over here. So I'm going to cut 3 inches off from this side right here. So that gives me my 3. Now I need 3 inches this way. So if I line this up at 3, I'm going to get this. I want some of this little topping. So I'm going to come down to about here. And that is going to be at 5 inches. Let's maybe go 5 1/4. And I'm going to cut that off. We can use that for something else, so hang on to it. Now I'm going to line this up at 3, and that's going to give me this piece right across here. So I'm going to cut that at 3. So that gives me my 3 by 3 inch piece. So all I want to do now is cut this in 1 inch strips. So 1 and 2. And that gives me my 3 pieces. Say, yep, this looks like it's just a hair over. I'm going to trim that one out just a tiny bit. And now we have our 3 pieces. Now you want to keep them in the same way you cut them so that they stay in that orientation. So I'm going to come down and I want to decide what color I want to do this in. This has that beautiful petunia pop. Let's see some mossy meadow. I think for my dark color, I am going to choose some mossy meadow. I think that'll look really pretty with that. See how gorgeous that is? So I'm going to cut a piece, strips off of this that is 1 1/8. So that will give me that 1/16 of an inch border. So I'll tell you what, 1 1/4. We'll do 1 1/4 and make it just a little bit easier on ourselves. So that's 1 1/4. Let's see how that's going to look on there. I really want the smaller border, so I'm going to come back in and I'm going to cut that at 1 1/8. 1 1/8 by 3 1/8. And now this should be perfect on here. We'll glue those down in a minute, but that frames it beautifully. So we need another one that is 3 1/8. And we're going to need to cut another piece for the last one. So I'm going to do 1 1/8. 3 1/8. And don't let the eighths throw you. They're not hard to do. If you have this Stampin' Up! Trimmer, it's very easy to see where your eighths are because it's like 16, 1/8, and 1/4. So it's very easy. And I do have a video showing you how to measure your eighths and 3/8 and 5/8. So I'll try to link that below this video. So if you do have trouble with those, you can take a little refresher course. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to put these on here, and I'm just going to use some liquid glue. And then just glue these directly down onto the Mossy Meadow solid cardstock. Give that a press. And then we'll do this one. And like I said, try to keep them in the orientation and the way you cut them. This will make it much easier when you get ready to put it together. That's a little crooked. Let's pull that off and see if we can straighten that one up. Much better. And then our last one. Just like that. Now we need to decide what color card base we want. And I really think I want to do that petunia pop. I have a card base, and I think for my off color, I'm going to grab some lemon lolly. And let's see. I have a piece of lemon lolly. I think this is going to be so pretty on here because the green and the other colors and that little bit of lemon lolly is just going to come out so pretty. Oops, did I mess those up? I think I did. Yeah, they go like that. Like I said, it's crucial to keep those like they need to be. I also want to, I think I want to come in with I'm not sure how this is going to look, but I think that fresh freesia is going to give us a beautiful look with that. So let's go ahead and score this. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And that gives me my card base. Then we need to cut this piece. Let's see, let's do this piece. Yeah, I'm going to do this one in, trying to decide, do I want to put a black mat on there? You know, sometimes the black just looks so good in the background. No, I think I'm going to go with this. So I'm going to go with 4 1/8, 5 3/8. So 1, 2, and 3. And this should give us a really nice tiny border around the outside edge of that. And then I want to decide, I want to do the green. Let's cut this one down. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but let's cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Like this. And then I think I do want this piece across here. So this is going to be 5 1/4. Right, I think we have all of our pieces cut. So now we're ready to go ahead and I'm going to glue this piece onto my yellow. Somewhat centered, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball center it. Doesn't have to be exact. Come up. I want it to that edge. I'm going to take my bone folder and just kind of reinforce that glue under there. Now I want to put these down about like this. So I'm going to kind of measure. This is where your ruler really does benefit you. So I want about 3/4 of an inch on this side. I'm going to leave my ruler laying right there. And I think I'm going to pop these up. So I'm going to use some dimensionals. And we are going to put about 3 dimensionals down the center. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to center that like that. Then I want to do about the same amount over here. So about that 3/4 of an inch. And we're going to put some dimensionals on this one. And I'm going to eyeball this across the top. Look at it and make sure that I got that straight. Now the middle one is easier to put on because now we can just center it between those two. It's always the easiest way whenever you're putting strips down. Do your ones on each end and then center the other ones between them. So now this one can sit in something like this. Isn't that gorgeous? I love those colors. So now all we have to do is put this piece onto our mat. And I'm choosing my liquid glue. And remember, we're dealing with small borders, which I love the look. I think it gives the card a little bit more elegance. Give that a good press. I like to turn it over and give it a little rub on the back. Now we're ready to bring this over and put it onto our card base. So again, I'm just going to use some liquid glue. Give that a press. Open it up. There's a belly rub back here. And now we need a sentiment and maybe a little embellishment. So for our sentiment, I think I want to, I really love this color right here. And I think that would be so pretty to stamp a sentiment on. So I'm going to stamp You Make Life Better. And I'm going to stamp it like right along in here, and then we're going to cut that out. So I'm going to choose some Versa fine ink. And the sentiment comes from the stamp set that goes with the paper. And it is a bundle. Thoughtful Wishes. We have dies and stamps and the paper. And this is such a beautiful set. So the Thoughtful Wishes stamp set, and then we have the bundle. And I've got the numbers for both of those, and it will be in the PDF tutorial. I think I want that right about here. And a really great way that you could do, we could use our cloud punch. Let's see if that'll fit in our cloud punch. And if it will, let's cut this off like about here. And then we'll see if this will fit in there. I like that. So we'll just punch it out with the cloud. And then we can put the cloud right up here. Something like that. And it just blends perfectly. Now we need some gems. So let's look at, if you want this to be a little more sturdy, you could very easily punch it out with some cardstock. Like I have this piece left over because that paper is kind of dingly. So let's just punch that. And then you can attach this to it with some glue. And then you got a much sturdier piece to go up there. That is always a great way to do that. And I have these little 2004 through 2006 in color resin dots. And since I did use that Petunia Pop, let's see, I think those are, might, you know what? I love my butterflies. I think the butterflies would be pretty. I'm going with the butterflies. I love the butterflies, and these did come back. So they will be available in the new catalog. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and what did I do with that? Oh, there it is. So I'm going to glue that onto here first. So I'm just going to swirl some glue over my cloud. And then I'm just going to set this onto the cloud. Get everything nice and even. Give it a press. And then I'm going to take a butterfly and put there. I think I want this right here. And I'm going to take a little butterfly and put right here. And maybe another small one, maybe right there. That way it looks like our butterflies are in flight. Isn't that cute? So now all I have to do is I'm going to put a dimensional here. No, Toby. No, no. A dimensional right there. And some glue right here. And then we are ready to set this right about there. Now, if you wanted to add a little something else, you could always do ribbon or twine. And I think I am going to do a little bit of twine. This is our linen thread. I'm just going to make a little loopy bow. Rock that back and forth and get it good and tight. Pull my tails down in one direction. Something like that. Off, and then we can put a little loopy bow. And anytime you make a linen bow, you want to separate those loops just to give it a little bit more of that loopiness. So I'm going to take a glue dot. And roll that up. And I'm going to put that right up underneath the cloud. And stick that little bow right there onto the cloud. Is that not so cute? And then for the inside, you can do most anything on the inside. I'm going to take a piece of this fresh freesia and I'm going to cut a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to take a piece of this. This is so pretty. And I'm going to use that on the inside, and we can stamp a sentiment right here. And where it already says, I am going to use Dearest Friend, Thinking of You Fondly. And if you wanted to cut that down a little bit so it's not overlapping, We could definitely do that. So let's do it. Let's bring our trimmer out. And I'm going to bring that to 2 3/4. I'm going to cut that side or this side. I think I'm going to cut this side. 2 3/4. And we can bring this right here. What I want to do is I want to get these together and pick them up like one stamp. So like that. And I'm going to stamp it in that black just like I did before. Bled over a tiny bit there, but you know what? We're going to go with it. It happens sometimes. These are handmade cards. Get that on the press. And now we're ready to put this inside of our card. And again, I'm going to use my liquid glue. Mm-hmm. Give it a press. Isn't that gorgeous? We used it inside and out, all from that one sheet, and I still have a little bit left over. So I think that card turned out beautiful from one sheet of 6x6 designer series paper and a little bit of cardstock. And look how beautiful this card turned out. I love it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, please think about subscribing. It helps my videos get out. And if you have social media, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and you would share my video, that would be appreciated too. God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring honor and glory to our Savior Jesus. He is worthy. Until next time, God bless and keep you. Bye.